Welcome to Thursday's solo episode. If you're watching on YouTube, wait till you see this, okay? I am going to press this button. Mon Dieu! We are in business. This is clearly a professional podcast because I have a neon sign behind me. I got it months ago, but my dad just put it up this past weekend because my husband and I cannot do anything that is involved with like house maintenance. So there you have it. So exciting. So this episode I am recording, I always feel like I need to give context because I'm assuming lots of you watch my Instagram stories and then you're like wondering when I recorded this. So I recorded this on Tuesday. It is the afternoon. I just recorded a guest episode with Dr. Sterling. Was so good. Cannot wait for that to get out. But today is the day that we had the cookie crisis of 2022. And let me explain. I did not know that today was going to be a crisis of cookies, but it was. So yesterday was a holiday in Canada for Thanksgiving weekend. That's fine. Today, we go to catch the bus in the morning like we do all the time. And one of the dads shows up and he was making a joke about how expensive cookie day was because he has 3 kids at the school. And I was like, he was talking about how like they sent in money. And so me and another mom that were standing there are like, what are you talking about? Like, what's cookie day? And I started to have flashbacks to the school's open house where there were signs up in the hallways that said like cookie day, $2 or something like that. But like I didn't see any other information and I just assumed like it was for a specific class or whatever because I hadn't heard anything about it. So this other mom and I are like, what's cookie day? And they start explaining it to us how you log into this website because schools don't accept your child to just bring in cash anymore. Like you have to do everything online. So you sign up to this website, put in their student number, and then the different options come down. So it would have been like cookie day, and they also have a popcorn day. First of all, like I thought popcorn was a choking hazard, but anyways, then you pay for it online, and then they are involved in cookie day, which is every Tuesday until the end of December. So I'm starting to panic and I'm like, I did not sign Milo up for this. And I'm like, what do they do? And one of the moms is like, oh, like at lunchtime or whatever, they just like trolley in a thing of cookies and like hand them out to the kids. And I'm literally sweating at this point. Like Milo is going to be sitting there at lunch and someone's going to come in with a trolley of cookies, handing them out to the other kids, and he's not going to get one because his fucking parents didn't sign him up for it and pay money. Devastated. I was like, this is a crisis. And so me and this other mom, she was in the same situation and her daughter is in the other kindergarten class. And she was like, I knew nothing about this. And I was like, well, it must have happened on previous Tuesdays and Milo didn't say anything about it. So maybe it's fine. Like if he doesn't get a cookie, like maybe he doesn't even think twice about it. And they were like, no, it's starting today. Like today's the first day. And I'm like panicked. I'm like, oh my God. So the other mom who didn't know about it, we're trying to sign up to the website to pay as we're walking back home from the bus stop. And this other mom who had gone through it was explaining to us how to do it. And we log in, we like make our account and everything. And the cookie thing and the popcorn thing is not an option anymore because the date to sign up like for it has already gone by. And I'm like, oh my God. So the other mom was saying that she was going to call the school and see if she could still sign up for it and she would like bring in the money. And in my mind, I'm like, if I can't sign him up for it now, like if it's too late because they had to order the cookies or whatever, I'm at least going to call and see if I can bring in a massive fucking cookie for him so that he doesn't feel left out. Oh my God, it was like a whole thing. And so the one mom was like, don't call first thing in the morning because they're like super busy with like kids being absent and like parents calling and blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait till 10. So at 10 a.m., I text one of the moms, the other mom that said she was going to call the school. And she's like, yeah, so I called the school. They said they would make an exception this one time and like let me sign up for it if I brought the money in today, but they didn't want me to tell anybody else that they did this for me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is craziness. So I asked my husband first if he would call because I hate calling. I hate calling anywhere. It's like, I don't like it. So, and my husband was like, they're probably not going to see the email like on time to respond. And I'm like, oh my God. So my husband's like, I don't have time to call. I'm an hour behind in my clinic this morning. Like, just call. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to call and pretend like I don't know what's going on. We never got the information and see. I also didn't know Milo's student number. So I'm like, I'm going to figure that out, like ask them for that information too. So I call and she was making it sound like it was too late, like there was nothing they can do. And I was like, okay, can I bring him in a cookie then, like to his class? And like, this is so crazy. And so she's like, yeah, you just have to make sure it's like definitely nut free and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, so I find out his student number. We talk about the cookie thing and figured out that it was only my husband's email that was getting sent, like the school emails. But where they had the information about Cookie Day was like at the bottom of this email where the subject line was Picture Day. So my husband probably didn't read through the whole email because we already knew about Picture Day and, you know, it was a non-issue. So we missed the Cookie Day thing. And so anyways, by the end of the phone conversation, she was like, listen, like I'll let it go this one time. Like, make sure you sign up to that website where you make the payments and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes, of course. So she's like, if you bring in the money today, and it's all for a fundraiser for the grade 8 trip, but they had to pre-order the cookies, but they ordered a few extra. So she's like, I'll put him down if you can bring in your money today. And I'm like, done, like consider it done. So I get in the car. I'm searching everywhere in the house for money. And so for him to get a cookie every Tuesday from now till the end of December, it's like $22. And then for him to get a cookie or a little bag of popcorn on every Thursday from now until the end of December, it's like both together was like $47. So imagine the dad that was at the bus stop was like, I have 3 kids. What the fuck? This is so expensive. But do you really want your kid to be the one left out that like they're walking through the class handing out cookies and popcorn and they just like pass your kid? Like craziness. Not at kindergarten age anyways. I was like, no, thank you. This is not happening. So I get in the car, I drive to the bank, I take out money, I pick up dinner because I'm like, while I'm out, I might as well just get dinner so I don't have to think about this for the rest of the day. Pick up a latte because I was like, you did a good job today being a mom, so you deserve a pumpkin spice latte with 2 pumps of pumpkin. Don't get the 4 pumps because it's too sweet. Drop off the money. And then that was my morning. Just absolute cookie crisis, which I was not expecting. Today is super busy because yesterday was a holiday. But really, when you work for yourself, like, do you ever have a holiday? When you do social media and podcasting and TikTok, like, do you ever have a holiday? No, you don't. Okay. So anyways, that was my morning. And I was like, what is my life right now? Like, I'm driving in the car, rushing to go get money to bring it to the school so Milo can get a cookie at lunch. What is my life right now? Also, I signed him up for the popcorn too, even though isn't popcorn a choking hazard, but maybe not once they're 4 years old. I don't know. I just have never given him popcorn. Like, he's tried a couple pieces here and there, but I saw this thing on, I don't know if it was a story on Instagram or a TikTok, but this mom was talking about She had her kids at an amusement park. I don't know if it was Disney or whatever. And they were eating popcorn, and her like 2.5 or 3-year-old like laughed or something when he was eating the popcorn, and it got sucked back into his airway. And it was like, the story was terrifying. Like, he could still breathe, but I think it was stuck in his lungs, and like they had to go to emerge, and it was like terrible. So since I heard that story, I'm just like anti-popcorn. But again, I'm like, I don't want them to hand out popcorn and bypass him, and he's like the only kid that doesn't get popcorn. And maybe you're thinking like, Renee, if it's a safety issue, like, why are you doing that? And to that I say, like, I don't know. I think I'm more concerned about him being left out and not getting the popcorn than I am about it being a choking hazard for a kindergartner. Okay, so that was my morning. Already been talking for 11 minutes. Cool. Another topic that I want to talk about. Oh, let's just clear this up. Because of the cookie crisis, I did not have time to get ready this morning. I was planning on like, why am I wearing Lululemon leggings? Because in my mind, I was like, tomorrow, you know what? I'm getting up at 6:30. I'm going to do a yoga class before Milo even wakes up. That never happened because I just turned off my alarm and quickly went back to sleep. Then I was like, the second I get back from the bus stop, I am doing a yoga class. Like, I'm already ready. That also did not happen because I was like, holy shit, it's Amazon like early access Prime Day. So I'm doing all that stuff, trying to get stuff done for the podcast. I realized I didn't have the YouTube episode up today because, again, yesterday was a holiday and I'm just like thrown off. So I had a million things to do, and then cookie crisis happens. So I have yet to do physical activity, but I am hoping after I record this, I will be able to do physical activity. But my point is, that is why I don't have makeup on. And Lord knows what I look like on this camera right now with these massive lights in my face and no makeup. I would not be surprised if you could see through my skin and like you're just looking at veins and stuff. So if that's the case, I'm sorry. If you're watching this on YouTube or a clip on social media, I apologize. But this, no concealer, no nothing. And given that I don't really get sunlight, I really just get artificial lights from this studio in my house. You can probably see through my skin. So that's why I look like this. That's why I'm wearing leggings, because I'm just waiting for myself to be physically active. It has yet to happen, and it's like 2:30. So next topic, let's talk about denim. Okay. A while back, I had the absolute honor of being able to shop with Charlie Goss. And one of the biggest things that she taught me was what size of pants I should be wearing and where on my body those pants are supposed to be. So I was buying my pants way too big, and also wearing them way too low. And so I remember being in the change room with her, and like every pair of pants or shorts that I would put on, she was like hiking them up. And at the end of the day, the lesson is like, if you do not have a wedgie in your front bum, okay, you are not wearing your pants at the proper height, like on your waist. So, okay, great. And you know what? When I wear the proper size and I'm wearing them in the proper spot, they look incredible. Is having a wedgie in your front bum comfortable? No, not at all. So Sunday night, my husband and I went to a Raptors game. And I was like, oh, like we were going to go for dinner before, have some drinks, and then go to the Raptors game. And I'm like, Renee, you should like put some effort into what you're wearing and maybe wear some of these pants or jeans that you never wear because you don't leave the house. So, okay, I put on a pair of jeans. They're from Zara. They're, I think, like the wide leg 90s fit. Anyways, they're incredible. They're high-waisted. They're real denim. They're not the stretchy denim. This is key. They look amazing. They do not feel amazing. But I'm like, you know what? Like, I have to just get used to them. So like, I wear them where they should be. I'm fine. We haven't eaten dinner yet. It's okay. In the car, I can kind of like lay back a little bit, like put my seat back a little bit so I'm not like sitting right forward, to wear the non-stretchy denim. Non-stretchy denim is also like incredibly thick and hard. Like there's no give to it. So the first issue is that the button to do up here at the top is like incredibly difficult to get it because the denim is so thick and rigid. Okay. So that's an issue. But now when you sit down, it's fine if you're standing. Like if I'm going to an event where I'm standing the whole time, I will wear the pants that fit properly and wear them where they should go. I will have a wedgie in my front bum, but that's okay. I can deal with that. But as soon as you go to sit down, so in the car was okay. Restaurant, okay, a little bit worse because I wasn't like leaning back. But I find if you sit a certain way we were sitting at the bar where you're like almost leaning over your pants or like your legs with your elbows up on the bar, it's comfortable and you can like make it comfortable. But now try sitting in a seat at the stadium. Not comfortable at all, especially after you just crushed nachos and cauliflower wings and 2 margaritas. So now I'm like bloated. I have a front bum wedgie, a wedgie in my actual bum, my back bum, and this rigid, thick ass denim like digging into my stomach. I was so irritated. And luckily I was wearing a t-shirt and I thought to myself, if it gets bad enough, I'll just undo my pants and like put my t-shirt over so that people can't see it as I'm sitting down. But the thing is, if I were to get up to go use the bathroom or get a drink, whatever, it's so hard to do up the button because the denim is so thick and so rigid that I wouldn't be able to do it like discreetly without people noticing. Like I would have to stand up, lift my shirt up, hike them up, and like really fucking give her to get the button done back up. So I was like, that's not even an option. But they looked great. But in my mind, I'm like I want to look nice and I want to look like in style and put together, but I also don't like being uncomfortable, especially after like living through a pandemic, staying home with Milo for a year. Like all I know is comfortable clothes. So it's really a shock to the system when you start wearing things that have like tight waistbands and literally the thick denim. When you sit down with that thick, rigid denim that's hiked up, so it's really tight into your crotch. And that's where all the seams line up, right? All the seams of the denim go up the leg and they all meet in the crotch. So now when you sit down, it feels like you have rocks in your underwear. That's literally what I was thinking when I was sitting down. Like, yeah. Okay, so that's my rant on denim. But again, looked great. Anywho, now I'm going to talk a little bit about being irritable. I was so irritable yesterday. It was a holiday. My husband was on call, but he didn't get called in until the evening. I made my turkey broth, which that reminds me I need to go make my soup. I was just so irritable. And I think some days I wake up and we start, like, we don't have plans. It's a holiday. Not much is open. My family just left. Like, we just had a really busy few days. But, like, I have no chill. when it's like, I need to be doing something. So I had to get some work done in the morning. So that was fine. My parents left around like 10 a.m. and I was just like irritated. My husband can chill and relax and just like not really care about what we're doing that day. And I am like the opposite. I'm like, we need to be doing something. And then I start to get pissed at my husband because I'm like, why haven't you planned anything for the day? Why are we not a family that had a plan on this holiday Monday to like wear matching Patagonia jackets and go biking on a trail? Why are we not that family? Like, no, we're just like lounging around the house. Like, we went to the farmer's market, came home, like Milo's bored. I don't want to like play. So finally I got pissed off. We did our Peloton stretching class in my bedroom. Then I took him to the park and my husband was like, okay, he was going to come to the park with us. But like for some reason, like I'm irritated at my husband because he's able to just like chill on the couch and like close his eyes, like not really care that we're not doing anything. And I'm like losing my mind. And when we were at the farmer's market, like this is the difference between my husband and I. We're at the farmer's market and they have these buckets of like local apples for sale. And I'm like, oh, we should get some apples and make an apple crisp. You know, like there's an activity that we can do today. And my husband's like, why don't we just buy an apple crisp here from the store? And I'm like, oh my God, we are really different people. Like, I don't want an apple crisp because I want to eat the apple crisp. Like, I want the activity, something to do. So I want to make the apple crisp, you know, peel the apples and like get Milo involved and like do something. But he just doesn't like understand that. So finally I'm like, okay, Milo, do you want to go to the park? He's like, yeah. So we got on our bikes. We went to the park. My husband was going to come with us. And I'm like, no, like you can't come with us. The turkey broth is simmering on the stove. And he's like, okay. Because I was just irritated. Like, why? I don't know. I want to be a family that wears matching Patagonia jackets and bikes on a trail. Like, is that so much to ask? But like, we don't even have good bikes. Anyways, I just get frustrated. And it's like, all of a sudden I wake up irritated and I'm like, why are we not this kind of family? But like, we are a cool family. We do other stuff, you know. You don't even like biking, Renee. Like, but I just get these things in my mind and I'm like, oh, like, why aren't we doing something outdoorsy and, you know, looking at all the leaves change color and whatnot? Like, no, we're just like dinking around the house. Ugh, I got so irritated. Anyways, we went to the park. Milo had a good time. And then we came home and I was like, we are not going back inside. Like, it's sunny outside. That's another thing. If the weather is nice, oh my God, like bring on the mom guilt and the like mental load of trying to like think about how you can be outside for as long as possible. It's like, why can't you be in the house just like when the weather is nice? Like, is that a crime? No, it's not. But anyways, I was like, we are not going back in the house. So I'm like cleaning the strollers in the front yard and Milo was just like taking out his scooter and different things. And luckily, our neighbor who we go to catch the bus with, she has a son in kindergarten as well. They like came over. He was on his rollerblades and then they played for the next like hour and a half together outside. They had so much fun. And then I got to just like stand there and talk to his mom. So that was nice. And it kind of like turned around my mood. And then once Milo went to bed, finally we had a little bit of a battle. My husband had to go into the hospital and I was like, it's kind of a good thing that you have to go into the hospital because I am just like a moody bitch. Like, I just want to sit here, watch my Formula One and eat Doritos and be in a bad mood. The thing is though, I'm very self-aware when I'm in a bad mood and I'm like, I know I'm probably irrational and like the attitude that I'm giving you is not warranted. Like, you have done nothing wrong, but I am in a fucking mood. But I let him know so that he can like prepare himself So yeah, I think that is a good thing, to be self-aware and be like, listen, like I am just in a mood. Okay. So that's that on that. What else is going on? Tuesday's episode is going to be about intuitive eating. What is it? School lunch ideas, like really good ideas. Also quick breakfast ideas, because now I'm having to give Milo breakfast before we go catch the bus. And Halloween candy. That conversation, so she is a PhD in nutrition. She's awesome. That conversation about Halloween candy like completely changed my thought process, and I am going to do what she recommends, and I cannot wait to see how it goes. Yeah. So I'm excited for you guys to listen to that and let me know your thoughts on the Halloween thing. I will make a clip and put that out so that I can see people's comments about it. Super interesting. So yeah, other than that, just living my life. Okay. Just like Kourtney Kardashian, just living my life. I am just living life. So thanks for listening. Sorry I look like a butthole. And yeah, I hope your children sleep tonight and don't put up a fight. And if they do, listen to Tuesday's episode with Amanda Jewsom, because it is so good. All right. Bye.